This is the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. New design, refined build, and most importantly, a camera system with a huge 1-inch sensor. I mean, it's not as huge as this camera right here, but for a phone, it's a pretty big one. And as always, I made sure to try this phone in different scenarios: low light, night photography, daytime too, portraits, as well as genuinely using this phone in below freezing temperatures. And it's a global version of the 17 Ultra, which I have been using for over a month at this point. So make sure you hit the like button and that you are subscribed to the channel, because this video was a lot of time and effort for me to film. And yeah, thanks for liking the video, and let's start. The display quality itself over here is amazing, especially for photography. The outdoors visibility is solid and it is pretty great in any conditions really. The buttons right here are circular, which I kind of like, and you know, it's got that retro vibe, because phones maybe 10 years ago used to have those. Now the battery is great, it charges fast, and for long shooting days, especially when testing cameras extensively, and to my surprise in cold environment here in Prague, I never run out of battery in over a month. I mean, not like it lasted a whole month. Check it out, I have still like 17% battery left, and I charged it last time 3 days ago. But this phone is not about the battery really. I mean, the battery is great, but it's more about cameras. So let's talk about them. So the main camera right here is a 50 megapixels 1-inch light fusion sensor. And yes, this is still one of the biggest sensors you can get on a phone. And Xiaomi has been very consistent putting 1-inch sensor: 14 Ultra 2 years back or 3 years back, then 15 Ultra, and now this one. All of them have 1-inch sensor. And it is especially useful either for high dynamic range scenes, but even more so for low light performance. Bigger sensors mean that more light is captured. Now this year Xiaomi also added Optical HDR. They told me it's also hardware based, so that's cool. Without getting overly technical, it helps to get better exposed shots and better highlights retention in high contrast scenes. Sunsets, street lights, backlit subjects, and that's why I took it to just the right scene for testing. I mean, I've tested the 14 Ultra here, 15 as well, winter streets of Prague. And you know what? This phone did not disappoint. I mean, look at these shots. I didn't edit them at all. I mean, you still can edit those photos if you want to improve them even more, but all of these photos that you see in this video are not edited and taken straight from the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. And I think this is just amazing, since low light shots like this are incredibly difficult for a phone. I mean, it would be difficult for a bigger Pro camera if you're using auto settings as well, since you have mixed lighting, warm lights, cold lights, you know, all of these different car lights, and so much more can go wrong in the shot. But somehow this is what comes out of this. By the way, Leica shooting styles are still here, and their fast shot mode is designed for quick street style capture. Well, it's also here, but this year around I didn't really use it as much, probably because it was so cold. So when I was taking these photos, I had to use special gloves all the time, and they're just so huge I just accidentally pressed something on the screen or trigger or switch between the modes. So, you know, I just found a really cheesy way around that. Check it out. Cheese. You know, when I have this new tech with voice command features, I usually disable it right away on gimbals, on new phones. But here, because I'm wearing these gloves, yes, they are touch sensitive and I can control settings on the screen, but the fingertip is so huge that I accidentally touch, I don't know, zoom button or switch between different modes. So instead what I do, I just put the phone that close to my face and I say cheese, cheese. Okay. This way. Cheese. Also, you can activate the shutter if you just press the volume up or down, but because the gloves are also so huge, they get in the frame. So voice command right now is the best way to take a photo. Oh, this shot looks really nice. Okay, cheese. Man, I cannot believe I'm just standing walking streets of Prague and saying out loud cheese, cheese. And guys, make sure you hit the like button. It's so cold. Really putting a lot of effort in this video, so I would really appreciate your support, and just one like will go a long way. Oh, that looks nice. Cheese. Someone's looking outside the window because I'm walking this street and just yelling cheese, cheese, so this shutter activates. So I better move on to another street. I don't want to disturb people. It's not really that late yet, but still And guys, you know, probably the best thing about street photography during this season, I don't like cold weather, okay? But I can appreciate empty city. It's not that late yet. But can you hear how quiet it is? It's insane. It's the capital. It's the middle of the old town. I'm basically like 4 or 5 minutes walk from the Charles Bridge. But the only thing you hear is just public transport every now and then. But once it passed, it's super quiet. This alley also looks so nice. So mysterious too, in a way. Hold on, let me show you. Cheese. I think I should title this video Cheese. Now let's talk about another change in this phone, and it's telephoto camera. I'm kinda used to them adding something unusual to their phones, like 14 Ultra had the proper mechanical adjustable aperture for the main camera, but this time around it's got optical zoom from 75 to 100 millimeters, and it's not a digital crop. I mean, you still can crop on the telephoto camera, but the range between 75 and 100 millimeters are pure optical zoom. From a technical point of view, having an actual optical zoom inside a smartphone, well, that is cool. And I don't know why they did it, but it is here. The sensor size for the telephoto camera is quite large as well. Detail is decent, and keep in mind you're looking at low light shots right here. But at the same time, it's a tiny zoom range, so I'm not really sure how necessary was that move, but the photos are coming amazing out of this phone. There is still a macro mode here, and it's a long range macro, meaning that you need to be around like 20 to 30 centimeters from your subject to lock the focus properly. And because you're using a longer focal length, you avoid the distortion you usually would get with ultra wide angle lens for macro. So it's not a gimmick, it actually is usable. And let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on this zoom lens and how do you like the results. Now portraits with a 75 to 100 millimeter range look very natural. There is compression also there, background separation feels realistic, and the skin tones are consistent with this Leica tuning. When the lighting is mixed, especially, you know, challenging high contrast scenes, the 1-inch sensor combined with their processing does help to retain highlights better. Low light performance for telephoto lens, well, it depends heavily on the conditions, of course. The bigger sensor does help, but the environment, that's what always matters more. And if I treat it as a point and shoot camera, just walking around the city taking photos of whatever I like, well, the results, I think it's great. Like a point and shoot camera, man, I'm taking it with me at all times. And it's also pretty great for videos too. Yeah, let's talk about that. There are so many awesome tools built in. Like, you know, on most phones, I use third-party apps for filming videos from time to time. Well, they're also available here on the 17 Ultra. But as far as the image quality out of the native camera apps go, check this out. And you see right now I'm filming in log, and it's just perfect profile for color grading and for extending dynamic range. I'm filming with the 1x main camera sensor, which is 1-inch sensor. I'm getting background a little bit blurred without even activating any cinematic mode or portrait mode. It's just natural optical blur. So this is really awesome. And why I like filming on this phone, and I think that the camera interface is quite good for video filming, unlike many other phones on the market, is that there's so many assist tools, voice isolation, you can monitor audio even. Can you imagine in a built-in camera app? This is incredible. Plus, there's many adjustments for exposure. Let's say right now, I selected the average exposure, so the camera analyzes the whole frame. You see I'm wearing black, the background is a little bit brighter, a lot brighter actually, and the phone decides how to expose the frame. But I can select the center exposure, so it will meter what's in the center of the frame, or the average. So there's a lot of things you can adjust and select within this camera. So it mostly depends on you and how you use this camera, because it does offer you a lot within this small tiny package of a phone. So yeah, you see how beautiful it looks, and we have snow starting. What is this weather?
Winter, no?
Yeah, it's winter. This is 3.2x times right now, and you see this optical blur. The distance between me and the camera is about like 3-4 meters, and I think this is pretty impressive to get this blurry background without any cinematic mode on a phone. This is awesome. And by the way, in order to get even better of audio, obviously there is some voice isolation features in this phone, but you will always get better audio if you use an external wireless microphone or a wired one, so which I'm using right now. And in this case, I can pretty much record any kind of videos, interviews, podcasts, and this phone is just perfect for that too. And as you see, the image stabilization, by the way, let's test it a little bit. I will start walking with the camera. So yeah, you see, this is the image stabilization, and this is log enabled. Keep in mind, if you disable the log and just use auto settings, auto mode with regular HDR, the image stabilization probably will be even better. But even so, with this assist tools enabled and everything, this is the image that we get in. So let me know in the comments what you think about the image quality, audio quality, and yeah, overall, what do you think about this Xiaomi 17 Ultra? Snapdragon 808 Gen 5 in this phone, well, it also helps a lot with stability and processing performance. I mean, this phone is fast, and overall video handling feels really solid here. So far, never had dropped frames, nothing crashed, and it performed really well. So what is this Xiaomi 17 Ultra? Well, for me personally, I feel like it's a camera first device. Don't get me wrong, it can do so much more besides the cameras, like social media, is pretty much everything. You will never feel like it struggles or, you know, can't handle something. It's just super fast, but the main focus for me on this phone is the camera. And I will take it with me on traveling all the times just because it's a perfect point and shoot camera. And don't even get me started on the battery life. It's incredible on this phone. It also charges so fast. One day I had to leave for filming this video and I had like 10% battery left because I have not charged it for like 4 days. So I plugged it in, and while I was packing my backpack, it charged up to like 80 or 90%. It was crazy. So I'm telling you, this phone is a battery beast as much as the camera beast. And I will definitely continue testing it more. And in fact, as you are watching this video, I'm traveling to San Francisco, or maybe I'm already there, or maybe I'm in New York. I don't know, but either way, I will be taking this phone with me. And let me know in the comments what you want me to test on this Xiaomi 17 Ultra, what you want me to compare it to, and I will make sure to take your requests and film the next video as per your comments. And make sure you're subscribed so you will not miss that next epic phone camera test. And meanwhile, check out this video next because I think it will be perfect for you. And I will see you there. Bye-bye.